Hello, everybody. Mish here from Twisted by Mish, and I'm with Lesley
from Innerji, the Metaphysical Cronen.
And we're coming to tell you a little bit about what we're up to. This is the very start of our series for Litha and the Summer Solstice. So, yeah, Lesley, do you want to?
Yeah. Look, we enjoyed doing the last video series so much that we decided, yes, we're definitely going to do this for the entire wheel of the year. So with the Litha Summer Solstice, I don't know about you, but summer has come on pretty slowly this season.
Very slowly, and with lots of rain.
With lots of rain. So it's been kind of a little bit hard to get into the energy, but the last few days in particular, it's been awesome. So what is Litha, or the Summer Solstice? It's the longest day and the shortest night. So it's the turning of the wheel again, when the days are going to slowly start to get shorter over time and the nights are going to get longer. What does that mean for you?
For me, it's about, I love, having the longer days. And just being able to spend a bit more time outside, especially in the evenings when the sun's not going to burn you. And so yeah, I think Litha to me is really about celebrating that sun.
It is
always about celebrating that sun. And yeah, the longest day, I usually get up early and watch the sun rise. I will also try and watch the sunset as well. So just a little honouring of the sun. I'll bake a Litha bread. It's usually something when I'm cooking for Litha, and for most of the suburbs, it's about sharing that food and sharing that energy with other people. Yeah. So I've got a bread coming up, a video, so we can make that. It's not my recipe, but it's one that I've used for many years. So yeah, what else do I?
Well, Litha for me, I have to say, Litha is probably my laziest of the Sabbaths. There's just something about that sunshine, that long day, that summer energy, where to me it's just about celebration of the sun. Now, I'm extremely fair-skinned, so when I go out in the sun, I definitely do it in a very respectful way. I honour the energy and the light of the sun, because if I don't honour it in a respectful way, well, I turn into a red lobster. I look like I've been overcooked. So when I do my stuff in the sun, I do it with a respectful way of knowing that what my fragility is around the energy of the sun, because it is so potent and so powerful. But for the longest day for me, it's a celebration. It's another celebratory occasion. So I love salads, cool salads, fresh fruits, all that kind of thing. Being a night owl, I have to say, I cannot get up at the crack of dawn. I am the crankiest so-and-so if I get up really, really early. So for me, it's about enjoying the day, the midday sun. I have a little thing that I like to do. And I'll be honest with you, I took this from a novel of all things, but it just felt so meaningful to me. And so what I do is, because sun to me represents the element of fire and light, I have a little thing where I raise my hands up to the sun and I say, element of fire, God of the sun, I honour and greet thee and thank you for the life-giving energy that you bring into all of our lives. Just something simple like that. It doesn't have to be anything really, over the top, does it?
There was jumping over the bale fires.
Yes.
For luck, for the luck of the crops that are steadily growing at this time, and making sure that they are going to reach to their potential. There was that leaping of the fires.
And of course, another fire festival.
Yeah,
how appropriate, even though the fire might be a bit smaller, and particularly here in Australia, with any fire restrictions that we might have as we go through this period, because we didn't mention the date, did we? Traditionally, it's around the 20th, 21st, 22nd of December, but it's actually going to be the 22nd of December here in Australia. And you might want to check for if you're somewhere else in the world. But, you know, here in Australia with all the fire restrictions, because this is our summer, then, you know, for us, our fire celebration might be something as simple and as safe as lighting a candle
inside.
Yeah, as opposed to a
that's, you know, having your little cauldron fire indoors. But this year we might be a little bit more, we might actually be able to have a bonfire this year because it's extremely green outside at the moment, and although the winds have definitely picked up, so
we'll just see.
Yeah. So what else? So Lesley, what are you going to are you going to give a little bit away about what you're going to share in your series?
Yeah, sure. Why not? As you know, I'm an aromatherapist, so I love working with the senses of aroma, the sense of smell, because smell brings back so many memories. It's a bit like that old favorite song that you hear and it takes you back to when you were a kid or something special happened. Well, aroma works the same way. So I'm going to be creating a special essential oil blend for Litha and the summer solstice. So I'm quite excited about that. And I'm also going to be doing a meditation that you will be able to follow as well around that sort of Litha time period and the lead up to it on the day after, whenever the timing works for you. And actually, I keep looking at our background because we've got the beautiful Sturt Desert Pea. And Mish did a little bit of research on it and discovered.
Yes, so the Sturt Desert Pea in Australia is yeah, well, it's flourishing this time of year, and it is the sacred flower for this season. So,
and when you look at it, how appropriate is that? It does look like flames, doesn't it?
It does.
You know, incredible.
It does indeed.
So we want you to keep an eye out for more videos coming along on all sorts of subjects. Mish is going to do some twistations, especially for Litha.
Yes, I've got some crystals. You might have seen those already that I've selected. So some of those will be twisted up, harnessing these energies. A little bit more about empowering and you know, just supporting us in, because I always find this time of year for me is crazy. It is not my favorite time of year energetically, from outside influences, not from nature, but from the hustle and bustle of people and all the commercialism of
that Christmas period.
Christmas.
Because we've got Litha and Summer Solstice here in Australia, but we've also got Christmas as well, sort of laid underneath or on top. So it can be,
that's it.
Well, it can be actually quite stressful for a lot of people. You know, there's this whole mythology around happy times and Santa Claus and all of that. But for a lot of people, this time of year can be really stressful.
It can be a lot of anxiety, especially those who are missing people in their families and, you know, missing loved ones, and you know, the stress of buying gifts and things like that. It's just so these twistations are about helping support, and that energy will flow out and flow on.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the camera around and we're going to do a little reading for the summer solstice, Litha, setting our intentions. So this reading is about setting our intentions in the lead up to Litha or the summer solstice and what we want that energy to be. So let's shuffle the cards and see what we come up with, Mish.
Okay, sounds good.
We're just shuffling. And we have our Litha candles with orange for the sun, white for the light, and of course yellow is another wonderful sunshiny colour, isn't it?
Yeah, nice to have a little combination. They are really going off today.
They are. They're literally firing up. We've got that fire energy happening. All right, so I'm going to lay out 3 cards from my Rider-Waite Smith deck and to see what we have. We're just going to bring those, make sure they're in camera for you. So when I'm looking at this, when it comes to setting your intentions for the Litha summer solstice, it is about opening up your world. It is about maybe thinking a little bit bigger, looking a little bit more broadly, perhaps having a bigger vision, because this card represents the world and you opening up into it. It also shows you being yourself. There are no, you know, she's not wearing clothes. She's just draped with a beautiful scarf or a sarong, but she's actually showing the world who she is. And this is saying to me that for this Litha period, in getting ready for it, getting ready for the celebration, it is about just letting yourself be who you truly are. Don't worry about what other people think, what their opinions are. You be you. And then we've got the Nine of Wands. And this is also saying to me that, you know, there is a tendency perhaps to protect this more vulnerable aspect to yourself, but it is time to open up. If you're truly going to be you and let down those protective fences, let down the protection and the armor that you put around yourself, it's going to give you the opportunity to really fully come into the Litha energy of the longest day and the shortest night, and then move through summer. Remember, Litha is the first harvest, and the Empress is all about the harvest, all about looking at what we have already. So this is also a period where, for you in setting your intentions, you can look at what you already have, what you've already harvested from previous Sabbats, from previous things that have happened in your life, and how they help you to be sitting comfortably now, sitting with that lovely earth energy and really, really shining your light. So to that, I'm going to add some tea coins. And we've got the mermaid. Just bring that up so you can see it. We've got the monkey. And we have the dragon. So adding the tea coins onto these cards, it's saying, yes, don't be scared to be seen. The mermaid is very attractive. And if you open up without hiding who you truly are, you will be attracting people into your life. You will be more attractive to people. And I don't mean just romantically. I mean your energy, your honest energy will be out there and people will be drawn towards it. Instead of feeling you have to protect yourself all the time, it is about learning to play a little bit more. Be a little bit cheeky like a monkey, you know. Get out there and play and be a little less serious in setting your intentions for Litha, because it is a celebration. And then stand in your own power with that dragon energy. And this is fire energy, like the sun's energy is fire energy. And so this is about you standing in your own power, knowing who you are, what you have, and how you want to move forward during the lead up to this Litha period. What do you have, Mish?
All right, let's see. Let's see what comes out. Inspiration. Finding and justice. Okay, have a look. So yeah, so going into this season, with this first card here, an inspiration. You know, yeah, remember what inspires you, what it is that really sets your soul on fire. You know, and do more of those things as opposed to the things that we often get expected to do. I think so. I like how that sort of flows the same way, you know. Yeah, just be authentically yourself. Just be you. Do what inspires you yourself, and not worrying too much about outside influences. Finding all of these, you know, finding yourself. You can see here, like, she's really pleased with herself. And just, yeah, just finding your place in the world. Finding the things that you can do that do provide that inspiration, that burning desire within, and justice, you know, because it's about being fair to yourself. It really is about being fair to yourself and doing, you know, what is true and just in your own self. So yeah, I'll just grab some runes to add to that so we can elaborate. I love these cards.
I love the artwork in them.
Okay.
And the colours.
So inspiration, we've got the man rune, which is about taking action and providing. So again, like really do take action in those things that are setting your soul on fire. And the woman rune for finding. How funny is that? It's like, you know, like opposites, but you know, it's that keeping that balance, making sure that you're nurturing yourself. You know, you're wrapping yourself up in that hug and keeping, you know, a little bit of self-care in finding yourself. And justice is new beginnings. So again, flowing on all together, you know, by being and doing the things that, you know, are your soul purpose, you know, by doing that and actually doing it, putting action to it. Don't just say how you want it to be, you know, like really do stand up and do these things. And by doing that, you're really going to find that inner peace, that feeling of completeness and contentment, I guess, within, and looking after you, and that in its turn will look after yourself, and give you that nurturing feeling. And doing all of that, it's going to bring about a new beginning, a fresh start. And the sun, you know, this is the celebration of the sun. So get out there under it, feel its energy, let it inspire you and help you on your way. Let it fill you with its energy. And yeah, and the sun rune also has a big part about making healthy choices. So, you know, it's all coming back to again, like doing what is right for you. And by doing what's right for you, it's going to make that nice fresh start. Don't worry so much about the past, you know, and all the right things will be true and just.
And when you think about it, between now and the actual date of the summer solstice, or Litha, which is the 22nd of December this year, the sun is still, the days are still getting longer. They haven't reached their zenith yet. They won't reach their zenith until the 22nd. So this is about a very expansive energy before we get to the 22nd, and then the energy then starts to drift off again. Now, the oracle card that I got, and this is from the Essence of Oracles, it's an aromatherapy deck, and it's ginger. And this is about setting clear intentions, but also being courageous about the intentions that you set. You know, sometimes we can be a little bit too safe, a little bit too cautious when we want to set our intentions. And this card is saying, be courageous. Maybe set your intentions a little bit bigger than you normally would, and be courageous about them, and be very clear about what it is that you want to build in terms of coming into that Litha period, coming up to the summer solstice. What is it that you want to have happen? But be courageous about it. And if you do have ginger essential oil, then as part of this reading and in the lead up to Litha, you could actually burn a little bit of ginger oil in your oil burner when you are setting your intentions. But more about essential oils and Litha in another video.
That's really lovely. I love that, because ginger is the fire element too, isn't it?
Yes, ginger is very much a fire element.
So I've got crow's foot, which is about rebirth. So as with all the Sabbats, you know, it's about that circle of life. It's birth, death, and then rebirth. So, you know, if you're looking to reinvent yourself at the moment to a more harmonious and truer version of you, and, you know, now is probably a really good time to work on that. Use this fire energy to get behind you and, doing all those things that you want to do, that all those things that you are, and taking some time out to just be as well. We are not a closed book. We are always a work in progress. So, yeah.
And also too, because the light is still growing towards Litha, as I said, it hasn't reached its peak. It's a bit like, you know, when we go through the phases of the moon and the moon is waxing and then we come to the peak of that full moon. I always think of Litha like that in terms of the sun's energy, before the sun kind of starts to wane again as the nights start to get longer and the days start to get a little bit shorter. So, you know, the wheel just keeps turning, but it's a wheel upon wheel upon wheel on so many different levels.
That's right. That's it. And it's just, you know, like I think this time of year it is really intense, and there are a lot of, you know, expectations and outside influences. So I think overall, for both of us, what we have read out today is a real reminder to just pull back a little bit and do what's true to you.
Yeah, set your intentions based on what you need, and that's not being selfish. There's a difference between being selfish and being centered in the self. When we are centered in the self, we are in a much better position to then be there for others as well as ourselves. We do hope you've enjoyed this Setting Your Intentions reading for Litha, the summer solstice, and keep an eye out for more in our Litha video series.
Yeah, thank you everybody, and bountiful blessings to you all.